We are talking about the boss of the cell. First thing first, that is protoplasm. So what is protoplasm? So what is nucleus now? Right? So what do a boss do? It takes the control of everything that is happening in its organization. Cytokinesis is the process of division of cytoplasm. Right? So messages can come in and go in form of molecules. Okay? There would be messengers and managers coming in and going out through this nuclear flow. Right? So it also controls when the cell has to divide. Obviously, all the information is with the boss. So boss will decide when to divide and make one cell cut two cells. Within 7 years, your cells are completely replaced. You have a complete new body, right? That is how this mitosis helps in replacing these normal cells again and again. Hello and welcome to this fantastic session with Deveeka. Today we are talking about the nucleus. Yes, we are talking about the boss of the cell, right? So what do a boss do? It takes the control of everything that is happening in its organization. So cell is that organization and nucleus is its boss. So let's discuss how is this boss working after all and what does it have. So the nucleus, we will talk about protoplasm, nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm or sap, nucleolus and chromatin material. So now here, first thing first, that is protoplasm. So what is protoplasm? So in a cell till now, kahani ab tak ki हमने क्या क्या देखा? So we have seen कि there is membrane coverings present over a cell and then there is protoplasm. So what is protoplasm? To explain it in a very simple straight away language, कि protoplasm is basically all the living components of the cell. Alright, so now it has nucleus and cytoplasm. So technically what we say, nucleus plus cytoplasm is nothing but our protoplasm. Now inside the cytoplasm, what do you have? You have cell organelles and cytoplasmic inclusions as well, right? So that is basically protoplasm. What is protoplasm? Nucleus plus cytoplasm is protoplasm. Alright. If you have confusion ki what is inclusions? Inclusions are basically the particles or granules like starch granules or potassium granules or iron granules or starch granules. So those granules are called as cytoplasmic inclusions. Rest all are the the organelles, the cell organelles which are embedded in the cell cytoplasm. Alright. Now coming to the nucleus, okay, we are in the protoplasm of the cell and we are checking out the nucleus. So what is nucleus now? So this nucleus is basically a large spherical structure which is present mostly right into the center of the cell. In case of animals. In case of plants, this thing is quite different. So if this is a plant cell, alright. So if this is a plant cell, right, you will have a large central vacuole present in the plants which is absent in the animal, right? And because of this, the nucleus is kind of, pushed to the periphery. It is pushed to the periphery of the cell. So that's the big difference when you observe a plant cell nucleus and an animal cell nucleus. So in animal, you have this kind of condition, right? That the nucleus is present right into the center. Whereas in case of plant, what would happen? It would be in the periphery. Right? It would be in the periphery of the cell, right? Most of the cells are uninucleated cells. Most of the cells, I said, not all, okay? Uninucleated means one cell, one nucleus, that's all. But many cells, there are some cells which may have many nucleus and in that case, we call them as multinucleated cells. What are multinucleated cells? Multinucleated cells has more than one nucleus. So can you see this? So this is a muscle cell, right? A spindle shaped cell, muscle cell, and they have lot of nucleus in it, are skeletal muscle cells, right? So why is that so? Even the fungi, yes, even the fungi, examples fungi and muscle cells. So basically what happens, this actually during the cytokinesis, right, where cytokinesis is not happening and the cell is dividing. Cytokinesis is the process of division of cytoplasm. Cytoplasm, kinesis, breakdown, right? So cytokinesis, cytoplasmic breakdown is not happening. Nuclear division occurs without cytoplasm kinesis. So the nuclear is dividing in the cell. Now why do we have multi-nucleuses in? Why do we have many nucleus in muscle cells? So see, these cells are quite big, they're quite longer, and to divide, just like a big organization may have 2, 3 authority, 2 directors, right? So if an organization have knowledge team and the IT team, so 2 people to take care of it, 2 bosses, similar way, right? So here many bosses required to take care of this long cell. Fantastic. Now, the nucleus is made up of what all things? First, outside to inside will go. First, we have the nuclear membrane, also referred as the nucleus envelope, right? So it is a bilayer. Then inside it we have nucleus sap, also called as nucleoplasm. Just like cytoplasm is outside, the matrix over here is filled up with nucleoplasm, right? So nuclear envelope, nucleoplasm. So in center you see a big dense round shaped, right? Densely colored body, densely colored round shaped body, that is called as nucleolus, right? Nucleolus. What it is, I'll explain. Then apart from that, you will have so many thread-like structures over here, right? You will have so many thread-like structures over here, and this thread-like structure are nothing but your chromatin material. So one more time, what do we have? We have nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, nucleolus and chromatin material. Now one by one we'll check it out. Okay, nuclear membrane is how in structure, what it is and what does it do. So nuclear membrane is a bilayer structure. So nucleus is a bilayered organelle, right? It has 2 membranes, inner membrane and outer membrane. Can you see? We have magnified it over here for you. So you have inner membrane and the outer membrane. Yeah. In between this membrane, there is a gap which is called as perinuclear gap as well. Okay, perinuclear space. So that is also present. There's a gap in between. So it's a double layer. Nuclear membrane is a double layer, right? And there's a space between this. What is the function? It separates the cytoplasm and nucleus, nucleoplasm, right? Otherwise, in case of prokaryotic cell, they do not have nucleus membrane, right? They do not have nuclear membrane at all. So that's why we call them prokaryotes. No developed primitive kind of nucleus. Primitive, karyote, nucleus. Here we have, eukaryote, true, karyote, nucleus. So that's why eukaryotic we have membrane. Now this membrane, okay, this membrane is made up of lipids and protein, just like our plasma membranes, similar to it, right? So perinuclear space in between inner membrane and outer membrane, right? Now it has minute nuclear pores on it. If you check out here also, it's shown very clearly, right, that it has nuclear pores. Yes. So what does this nuclear pore must be doing? So logically, if we think, you need not know also, I need not tell you also. Logically, if you think, so the boss is sitting over here, right? The boss is sitting over here. So if this boss is going to control the entire cell, will the boss run to, hey team A, do this work, hey team B, do that work? No, right? It is going to send some messengers. Messengers are kind of managers. So now those people can come in and go out through this nuclear pore. Who are those? I'll tell you in a short while. Right, so messages can come in and go in form of molecules, okay? So here it is in form of molecules. So nucleopore also helps in exchange of material between cytoplasm and nucleoplasm, isn't it now? Yes, that's the job of nucleoplasm. Now, nucleoplasm. What is nucleoplasm? I told you, just like cytoplasm, the matrix which is present in this nucleus, that is called as nucleoplasm. This nucleoplasm, okay, it has a nucleolus and chromatin, right? So two nuclear structure called as chromatin fiber and nucleoli or nucleolus, okay? So nucleolus or nucleoli, one and the same thing. This is nucleolus, which is a dense packed body, round body of chromatin fiber itself, right? And then we have chromatin fiber. These are the two structures that you can see very prominently in nucleoplasm. So we are talking about nucleoplasm. It is the ground substance of nucleus, just like ground substance of cell is cytoplasm. Now let's focus on the nucleolus. What is it doing, right? So this nucleolus is a spherical body. Usually one is found in many nucleuses. There could be 2 or 3 as well. Okay. So this nucleolus is a ribosome factory. Yes, it is continuously producing those ribosomes. So I told you, right, that there would be messengers and managers coming in and going out through this nuclear pore. This is one of the material which can come in and go out of the pores, right? So where is it being produced? Ribosome. This is called as ribosome factory. Important point, guys, to remember, right? Ribosome factories. Nucleolus, right? So this nucleolus are ribosome factories. So this nucleolus is rich in what? It is rich in ribonucleic acid, right? RNAs, which is actually making ribosome. Ribosome is made up of what? RNA and protein. So this is, rich in protein and RNAs, right? So it is also rich in ribosome. So if we talk about nucleoplasm, what will you find in nucleoplasm? In nucleoplasm, I'm talking about the ground material. In ground material, you will find DNA, RNA, protein, everything, right? So that is nucleolus. Now, second material in the nucleoplasm, your chromatin material. Now, chromatin material is that thread-like structure I told you. Now, if we go deeper into it, what it is? So, chromatin fibers are basically nothing but the genetic material. Okay, your DNA itself. Now, imagine DNA is a thread-like structure which is like 2 angstrom in width, very delicate, and we cannot afford to lose it or make a damage or break it off. So what do? We actually store it by condensing it. Condensing it means reducing its material is same, right? Quantity is also same, but we are reducing the space. Just like if we have threads to keep, we will make a spindle and then we will store it, isn't it? हम bundle बना के उसको store करेंगे, किसी धागे को store करना है. तो वैसे ही same way we store DNA by condensation. Right, so DNA is condensed by the help of protein, जिसे हम histones कहते हैं. Right, so they are like winded around this histone proteins, and now further they are more winded, super coiling हो जाता है इनका, and it forms a chromatin fiber. Right, so this is nothing but your genetic material which is like in use somewhere here or there. Right, so DNA is stored and transformed to all the hereditary information. What is the job of DNA? You know, genetic material. Genetic material is responsible for passing on the hereditary information, isn't it? Now, further, these chromatin fibers are even more condensed to form ribbon-like structure, and that is called as chromosome. What do we call? We call them as chromosome. Now, what is chromosome? Chromosomes are usually appearing in X shapes. right? Ribbon-like structure, and the number of chromosome is fixed in every species. Okay, so like in humans, we have 46, so it will be 46 only. It is not that you will have 43 and I'll have 46, right? We all will have 46. So, what does chromosome have? Understood now? It is made up of chromatin. Further, so if we have packed it, super packed it in a suitcase and we are ready to move, that is chromosome. If it is spread and we are using it, that is chromatin. And chromatin is made up of DNA ultimately, right? So what is the condition over here? We have DNA. DNA kind of condenses to form chromatin fiber. Chromatin fiber makes this X-shaped structures, ribbon-like structure called as chromosomes, and chromosomes are then stored inside the nucleus. One important thing, guys, chromosome will not appear all the time. It will appear only during the time of cell division, right? Because you will not pack your stuff in a suitcase all the time, na? You will pack it only when you are moving out. So, similar way, chromosomes will appear only during cell division. Otherwise, when the cell is functioning normally, it would have this DNA in form of chromatin fiber itself. Alright, so now this DNA has segments in it, which is called as gene. And what is a gene? Gene is the functional unit of DNA. That means it is the fundamental physical and functional unit of heredity, right? So, gene is the segment of DNA wherein information of a particular characteristic is stored, right? So, many genes come together to form the DNA. DNA packs itself to form the chromatin. Chromatin further packs itself to form chromosome, and everything is stored inside this small nucleus. Alright? So, now what is the function of nucleus? Nucleus is the boss, it has the DNA, it takes care of everything in the cell. It takes care of metabolic activity, it takes care of what kind of enzymes has to be secreted, how much quantity, that means regularization of its secretion or not, right, whether required or this much amount is required. Every damn decision about the cell metabolic process is taken inside the nucleus. Not only that, the nucleus is the main controlling system over there, and it has a major role in cell division as well. Just before some time we were talking about chromosome and it appears during cell division, right? So it also controls when the cell has to divide. Obviously all the information is with the boss, so boss will decide when to divide and make one cell cut two cell, right? So now here the division based on how much chromosome is going to go to the daughter cell is of two types. What are those two types? The two types is mitotic cell division and meiotic cell division. Mitotic and meiotic cell division. What is mitotic cell division? Mitotic cell division is the division where the chromosome number is same as it is. So, mano कि यहाँ पे 46 chromosomes थे, right? So if 46 chromosomes were there, they will just double it 46 plus 46 plus first, right? And then divide that cell into two. So these cells will also get 46 and 46 chromosome. This is a usual kind of cell division which happens in all our cells, right? Those are called as somatic cells. Your hair cell, your skin cell, all the cells which are going regular cell division. So the cell division is for growth, right? And that is mitosis, because when we are growing, the cell mass is also growing, right? So that is mitosis. Should I tell you a fun fact? Within 7 years, your cells are completely replaced. You have a complete new body, right? That is how this mitosis helps in replacing this normal cells again and again. Right, so each cell called the mother cell, forms a two daughter cells, as I've explained you already. The chromosome number over here remains same. The next one is meiotic cell division. There one cell giving you 2 daughter cells. In meiotic cell division, you'll have 4 daughter cells, and this cell division is also called as reductional cell division, right? So here what happens, ultimately mother cells has 46. Same condition will happen, 46 will double itself, 46 into 2. Then here will be 46, there would be 46, and this daughter cells will give rise to reduced number of chromosome, that is 23 and 23. Right? So half the number, so we call this as 2n situation diploid, and these are n situation haploid cells. So 4 daughter cells are produced which are haploid in nature, half, and this is seen only in the gametogenesis process. That means where the sperm or the ova, egg cells are getting produced, right? So this is what it is occurring in where? Reproductive organ, because here is the process where cell division would happen to reduce the number of chromosome to half, so that after reproduction we have restored it back to the normal thing, right? So it produces 4 new cells. It produces 4 new cells in the end. Now guys, my 9th graders, let's take up a challenge and see कि nucleoli are rich in what? Nucleoli. Remember that dense body inside the nucleus with the chromatin, and it is inside the cell, that one. Right? It is a PYQ of 82, 93, 2001 BHU and 2003 as well. ठीक है? 2003 as well. So tell me now, nucleoli are rich in DNA and RNA, DNA, RNA and protein, DNA only or RNA only? I'm not going to give the answer. You are supposed to give this answer in the chat box. See you there. You will also find the correct answer to this in the Telegram link which is given in the description box. So please do join for material and more information. Thank you so much for being over here. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you. See you. Keep learning.